So necessarily, you can't really blame yourself for those things because they've been there. But obviously, when you are not moving forward, then you can start, asking yourself questions, blaming yourself. But don't be too hard on yourself. You get my point? I mean, this is life. We are figuring it out. We're like this. It's a trial and error, basically.
Yeah,
it's a trial and error. You're just trying. So don't be too hard on yourself. But for me, I feel that you should continue thriving to push yourself. You get my point? Otherwise, I mean, dude, it's always that thing of when every time someone close to you dies, you know that like it could have been me, it could have been me, like just that easy. Because I mean now people are not okay. People do become sick for 6 months, 8 months, they die. But some of our friends, they can just be sick for 4 days, 3 days, and they're gone. You get my point? And now you actually think. I think it's also this part of sometimes we fool ourselves, including me, to think that we'll be here forever. You get my point?
And you think we're gonna last until we're 40 years old.
So you have a bright idea, it is good, but you be like, okay, listen, after 5 years I will practice this thing. I mean, if you know something is so good, why don't you do it now?
Why don't you start with what you have?
And I'm also at fault at that. There's so many things that even sitting here, I have postponed and be like, that's a good idea. I should do that thing.
But why am I not doing
in the next 5 years though? Like 5 years is not guaranteed.
When we start having babies, we'll start doing it, and
yeah, babies.
There won't be time.
Oh yeah, babies, hey babies.
Like oh really, babe? There won't be time, like as much time. Why don't you start now? And I think it's also a wake-up call for us, like that you would want to start a podcast where you have all those microphones and stuff. But we're like, no, let us use
in the meantime, we don't have them. Let's use what we have.
Let's use what we have.
We'll improve along the way.
We'll improve along the way. People are going to listen. What's important is what we say and what we share. And obviously, one thing I do like from what you've said is that like we shouldn't. There will be barriers, guys. There will be barriers. There will be challenges. But try every single day. You can do it. Believe in yourself. And I think speaking things into existence is very important. But I can do this. I'm the next big thing. I speak again. I speak things.
And it's like, I think it's also that situation of you must be positive about yourself.
Yeah.
Because this is what I've learned, that being positive is contagious. You remember? At the same time, being negative is also contagious. Do you get my point? So if you keep telling yourself, obviously it seems like I think it's like you're pumping yourself up. You get my point? As much as you're like, listen, it's not gonna be like this forever. Continue pumping hope to yourself.
Pump it louder. Pump it louder.
that kind of a pump, But you keep on thinking positive about yourself. Whatever you get, now you end up. I think for me, I've found it for myself. Whenever I'm in a down situation, whenever I'm frustrated, I can't think. I can't come up with good ideas.
Even good ideas.
I can't even compliment someone else. You get my point? I can't even make someone else smile. I can't even be kind to people at work. I just it's like my mind is like, you get my point? I can't even celebrate the fact that, wow, it's raining. The fact that I'm alive. But when I'm a positive being, when I'm filled with that positivity, I smile. You get my point? I compliment people. You get my point? I see.
And you gain weight.
Yes, you get my point? And at the same time, I think this is also important. These things are contagious. You get my point? You being positive, you can rub it off to someone else easily. You get my point? Now people do want to. Yeah. I was trying to rub it off. Now when people see you, they want to be attracted to you because they know you bring, that positive vibe. For example, like lately now, as much as I like movies, I like TV shows, I like people, but whenever something is about negativity, I'm like,
peace.
Because that thing can easily rub off. You get my point? So sometimes when you watch a movie, like hey, this movie is sad.
To a point
like I've been watching it for a whole hour. It's a sad movie. Like, next. You get my point? No. Obviously, being positive, you're not robbing yourself, saying, you're not saying, the challenge does not exist. The painful situation does not, it does exist, but you can only overcome it if you think positive. And the only way to think positive, you must be positive yourself. I think sometimes we wait too much for motivational speakers to come and pump us up.
It's like wake up in the morning, watch a video.
Yeah, we wait
I'm not saying don't watch this video, but come on.
We wait too much for a pastor to preach to us until we're pumped. You know, we wait too much to get that job opportunity. You get my point? That at times I think we need to make it a norm. I'm trying to make it a norm. She's trying. I think it's something that we can all learn, you know, to pump yourself up, to think positive about yourself. Yes, it's bad. The challenge is there. The finances are not there. The relationship is not, you know. The glow is not coming. But oh snap, you get my point. Let me pump myself. Let me think positive.
And I think adding to that, like, you know, Baba, when you have toxic friends, or even if it's at work, what do? You make sure you don't sit on the same table with them, because it is contagious. And you don't want to be limiting yourself because of the circle that you sit in. Or like, I know where I used to work, like the people in the table, it's like they're usually gossiping and speaking nasty things about other people, or not, they're speaking down on other people, and I'm like, I don't want to be associated with that, because I have dreams and goals, and if I say my goals, they're gonna limit me, and I'm not that type of vibe, because I want to prosper, I want to do well, I don't want to limit myself. Hence, you even find friendships don't last as they do, because we limit one another.
I then also want to comment on this part of relationships, you know, because it's there, you know. I honestly feel that at times we spend so much time with partners who are not contributing positive into our lives.
Yay.
You get my point? Yay. And I think sometimes we are just scared. You get my look at game. I think sometimes you're scared that if I break up with this one, will anyone else come to me? Will anyone bring happiness?
Sounds with your dead. Snap.
I think also we can limit ourselves in relationships. You get my point? That you can see, no matter what you can do, the person is not going to change. The person wants to be negative. The person is intentionally hurting you. The person doesn't want to think outside the box. You get my point? So you staying in that relationship, you are hurting yourself, you are limiting yourself. You get my point? And I think this is the thing that I always say to my friends. You get my point? That when you look at us, you find that we are happy people. No, I need to be happy on my own.
On your own.
And she needs to be. You know?
And then
she needs to be happy on her own.
And then we are together happy.
And then we bring happiness. It's not gonna be. You get my point? Now she can be happy, I can be depressed. Ain't gonna work. And I will just kill that happiness. Like, I will just switch it off. You know? Yes, there are times where you feel that you understand why the person is sad. You know, I mean, if Ntombi can lose someone who's close to her through death, that's a sad situation. I can't be like, hey, why is she negative? Why I'm positive? It's a painful situation. If she could lose her work, it's a painful situation. You know, but at the same time, there are people that you find that they just want to think negative. Everything.
And like, it's depressing.
Like like every time they analyze situation, like, how did you end up analyzing it negative? You get my point? Now, I feel also that there's a part of, if you're not in a relationship, just live your life. Be happy. You get my point?
Don't wait for single.
Someone.
Don't wait for
They will find you happy, and they will leave you happy again.
To your happiness.
Yeah.
Jonah, even when they leave, but hey, happy still, they'll crave for your happiness.
Because I think what we do as young couples, we rob people to think that when you are in a relationship, you will be happy. And then when you are single, you are not happy. That's not how it goes. We've not been telling you the truth if we've not been telling you.
Honesty. I feel like even this platform is, we should be honest. Let's be raw and be honest.
Yeah. For example, there are people who are single who are more happier than people who've been married
for 10 years.
And who've had the best wedding. When we all look at it, you get my point? It's that thing of happiness thing, it's an individual thing. You may decide on your own that I'm going to be happy.
I choose to be happy.
Yeah, I have problems. I have situations. I don't have everything that I want, but I'm going to think positive. Then the other person also decides that, and we combine it. You get my point? So don't limit yourself in thinking that the only way you will find happiness, you must be having someone. Ain't going to work, buddy. If you're in a relationship, excel, I'm trying to be happy. If you're single, excel. Don't limit yourself onto that. And I think it goes back to what I was saying. I'm still struggling from it, and I think I'm doing my best to overcome it. It's enough to allow other people to define me.
Pandle kwalonde, we dealing with COVID, and then we still need to deal with people who are dimming our lights or who are limiting us. Enough is enough, and I feel like 2020 has been a blessing in disguise, that we can grow fruits that have been dead.
Because I think also at the same time it's this part of like wanting your dream job. You know that if you can actually get that job, you'll be happy. that means that ingakafikela span said when. And the issue that you can't control that job when it's gonna come because you're not the boss.
What if it comes after 40 years or it never comes?
Never comes. So whilst you're waiting for it, find happiness. Consult who you
Hype
are.
yourself
Pump yourself up.
You can do this. Jana, I'm the if people know on my WhatsApp, I even say I'm the next big thing. Like my name will be on billboards. Big companies will know my name. And do you know what? Sometimes you speak things into existence and like I'm gonna have a YouTube channel. And a year later you actually look, oh yeah, I have a YouTube channel. So Mina, I'm the next big thing. Even if umeza uti that won't happen, it will happen because at the end of the day I will not limit myself. And I think what hit me was Uchad. The Wakanda guy. There was
our king.
There was, I'm going to paraphrase it, but where that part where he was going to die, where it says that
in the movie
I actually want to read. Okay, my phone is off, sorry guys, and it's load shedding. Where it says that like I would be so happy to die and I've used all my talents, and it got me thinking that while you are still living, what are you doing with your talents? Like, what are you doing? At least when God meets you, was like, I'm so proud of you. You emptied all your talents, you used them, you didn't limit yourself. And this is something that I always say, and no doesn't mean that you can't do it. Every no is closer to a yes and closer to your dream.
Yeah. And I think also it's also this part of don't limit yourself in forgiving people.
Yeah.
There are people that have hurt you, there are people that have hurt me, Don't limit yourself in forgiving them. For me I always say that this is the part I'm going to forgive you. Not because you deserve my forgiveness.
Yeah.
But I'm taking myself out of your prison.
Yeah.
Because
and also feel lighter.
I've been in that situation, I don't know if you can relate, whereby someone does something wrong and they don't apologize.
They don't.
And then you see them happy. And it helps you like, and it's like the person sees you, it's like,
and it's like your stuff is slow.
Like, dude, come and apologize.
And then we can sit at the same table.
And the person is posting in the restaurant, like, how do you post? Go to you offended me? You get my point? Now, it simply says that the only way you will be happy is when that person, something bad happens to that person.
But that's not right. That's not good energy as well.
So don't limit yourself. Forgive people. You get my point? Even if they don't deserve, even if they don't ask for forgiveness.
So you
take themselves out of their prison and you learn to forget about them and then you move on. You get my point? Because this is the part of it. If you're going to wait for people, if you're going to take your life, if I can take my life and give it to someone else's hand, this person's gonna decide when I'm happy, when I'm not happy. Which is
people, let me make me happy.
Yeah, you get my point. So literally, take control of who you are.
Nice.
So take control of who you are. You get my point. Don't limit yourself. If forgive people, you don't have to call them to be like, yo,
you don't
dude,
have to talk to them on WhatsApp.
Just pray about it. It's not easy. I've been there. Just pray about it. Let it go. Trust me, you'll sleep like a happy person. You get my point? And you'll be able to think of better ideas when you are not concerned. So, one, in terms of career, finances might be there, but the ideas must still continue running. You get my point? And I think this is the part of it when we're closing it, we must destroy this thinking we've got the time.
Yeah,
guys, we don't
tomorrow
have
is
time.
not promised.
Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Let's do it today. You get my point? It sounds as if saying, let's do everything that is wrong today. No, let's do what we...
See, I'm a polo driver.
I'm joking. I know there's a friend of mine who's driving a polo who's watching. No.
Okay, guys, no snap.
We don't have the time. You get my point? If you want to pursue that career, take it on. If you want to pursue that goal, dude, ask her out. You never know. If you want to say yes to that dude, just say yes, my goal.
Even tele girls.
Yes.
Try your shot.
2020.
Try your shot. 2020. It's 20 plans.
Exactly. In terms of forgiveness, forgive. In terms of changing our mentality, our way of thinking. I think we can't continue with this trend of feeling sorry for ourselves. I didn't have parents growing up. I grew up in a location. You get my point? I don't dude, that's a trap.
Look at people
that's a
breaking
trap.
barriers on
Break
big.
those barriers, and that's it. Live for who you are. Well, I mean, if we can say, if someone can say you're gonna die in 5 days, do whatever you want to do. You don't know hands.
I would love you more.
You get my point? I will help.
I'll help people.
A lot of people. You get my point? I'll cook and distribute food at the robot. I will call friends that have not been. It's been a while. I'll send messages of motivation. You get my point? I'll live out the best time of my life. You get my point? But I think for now we're still allowing other people to define who we are, and that limits us. Let's break the barrier. Snap.
Before I say, oh snap, there's one thing I'm going to say. Start living. Stop being dead. Yekani ulale mangcwabeni. Stop sleeping at the graves. So, oh snap.
And I think the most important part of this thing is that we also don't have this thing figured out.
Yeah, we're still starting this.
So we're also trying out the same challenges you're having. We're also trying to break those barriers.
We're breaking them.
We're trying to break those barriers, because at this stage, at times those days you just wake up, low self-esteem is just high.
It's like zoop.
So we're trying to break such stuff, So as we're speaking here, as we're sitting here, we're not experts. You get my point? We're speaking because of life. These are our everyday challenges, and we think that these are the solutions of start living, changing your personal way of thinking. Yeah. So obviously you might have something better to say. You can always comment. You get my point? You don't have to agree with us.
Yeah, you don't have to agree with us.
I mean, we're starting a conversation here.
It's conversations with us, basically. And you can actually, whatever situation or conversation when you think about or whatsoever, if you are snappy shamdashi, think about us.
Yes.
Like think about Sipho and Dombe and oh snap. So basically the topics we're going to speak here today, not today, but as it goes on, we're going to snap everything, but we're breaking barriers. So guys,
thank you very much, and
oh snap.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for the Wi-Fi and the data. We acknowledge it. We did.
Okay. Bye.